So whenever you catch yourself in the thought that you can plan anything into the future, then be aware that that is just a thought. You can't plan anything. Do you know that time I've talked about a couple of times, that when you are in just being, when there's no time and there's no space, there's no dimensions, there's just pure being. All of us have experienced it in some small glimpses for some of us. For others, it's like where we are. But anyway, that point where there's no time or anything, if you really think about it, if you really reflect about that right now, do you see that planning into the future seems completely ridiculous? Because when you are in that flow, time doesn't exist. Time stands still. There's no time. It's like that all the time. All the time. It's not only glimpses, it's like that all the time. So when you are in the delusion that you have control of anything and that you can plan into the future, you can't. You just tag along with what what the meat suit is going on, what is happening. You just tag along in what is happening for the meat suit. That's it. That's it. And that gives you a huge freedom, because there's no identifying, there's no expectation, and there's just freedom to be with what is. So when you catch yourself in the illusion that you can plan into the future, then be open to the fact that that is only thoughts and hopeful wishes, nothing else. In the third lesson, I talked about expectations, and that expectations are always tied into victimhood. Do you see that? Are you completely clear on that? That every time you have an expectation about something, you have just made yourself a victim. You expect something to happen. When that doesn't happen, you think it's somebody doing something against you, or circumstance being against you. So you're a victim. As soon as you have an expectation, you need to be curious. Look at where is the victim in this right now. So the insight into expectation was realizing that for every expectation you have, you see yourself as a victim. That is super unpleasant. That's super unpleasant. We don't want that. We don't want that. And on one level, it can be super scary to see that the only thing you can actually be sure of is that there's nothing to be sure of. It's all uncertainty. There's no control. It's all uncertainty. And that can be super scary. So just breathe with that. Can you be brave and be with that? So when you let go of life as you know it, your assumptions of life as you know it, the assumption of you being in control of anything, of being able to plan anything, when you let go of that, everything is different. Nothing has changed. And it's what is said, that mountains will still be mountains and rivers will still be rivers. Everything is different, and yet everything is exactly the same. And the reason why this triggers the ego so much is that we're opening a door into the insight that is exactly how it's going to be when you die. When you're no longer here on this planet, when you die, that is exactly how it's going to be. Nothing is going to be different at all. Mountains will still be mountains. Rivers will still be rivers. The people you love and care about, they will go on. They will move on. You will be missed for a period, and then they will start to forget you. They will have longer and longer periods where they don't even think of you. The ego does not like that. And that is why this is so provocative. Because we want to be significant. We want to have meaning and purpose, planning. We want there to be purpose with our lives, have a meaning with our lives. And realizing that, well, there isn't really. Mountains will still be mountains when you're not here. Rivers will still be rivers when you're not here. Everything will go on without you. The ego does not like that.